Let me start with something I hear all the time. You get feedback that you're great to work with, low maintenance, you're so easy to work with. And on the surface, it sounds like a compliment. But what it really means is you're the one who adapts. You're the one who smooths things over. You're the one people feel comfortable with giving more work to because you won't give any pushback. And after a while, you start feeling tired in a way that rest just will not fix. I want to talk about why being easy to work with often comes at a cost, especially for women, and why that cost shows up in your confidence, your energy, and eventually your career decisions. Most people don't decide to become easy to work with. It's something that you learn, right? You learn it when you realize that being agreeable keeps things calm, that not asking too many questions avoids tension, that saying yes feels safer than explaining why you can't. So you start adjusting yourself instead of adjusting to the situation. And for a while, it works. You get positive feedback, you're trusted, you're relied upon, but slowly the job starts asking more of you without formally asking. Expectations expand, but your role doesn't. Your workload grows, but your authority doesn't. And because you've been so capable, no one questions it, including you. This is where things start to feel off. You notice you're doing work that isn't really yours. You're managing people's emotions in meetings. You're filling gaps no one has assigned to you. And when you feel irritated about it, you talk yourself out of that feeling. You tell yourself it's not a big deal, or I don't want to seem too difficult, or this is just part of being in the corporate environment. But here's the thing. Professionalism isn't self-erasure. When being easy means invisible, that's not strength, that's a warning sign. I see this a lot with my coaching clients who feel stuck, but they can't really explain why. They're doing well, they're competent, they're respected maybe, but they're also quietly frustrated, underpaid, or overlooked. And when we start unpacking it, we usually find the same pattern. They've been overfunctioning in the name of being easy to work with. They've been carrying things that were never theirs to carry, assuming that if they just keep showing up the right way, it'll eventually be recognized. But most systems don't work like that. They reward clarity, not quiet sacrifice. This is also why being easy to work with can stall your growth when it comes to your career. When you don't push back, people don't learn your limits. When you don't name your capacity, people assume you have more. When you don't advocate for yourself, the system doesn't correct itself. Not because it's malicious, but because it's efficient. And efficiency will always take what's freely given. At some point, this starts affecting how you see yourself. You second guess whether your frustration is valid. You wonder if you're being ungrateful. You start questioning whether you're just bad at managing your stress. But the issue isn't stress tolerance, it's you advocating for yourself. You've been showing up in a way that keeps the peace, but it's costing you. The shift here isn't becoming confrontational or suddenly saying no to everything. It's getting clear. Clear about what's actually your responsibility. Clear about where you're over accommodating. Clear about what you need to name instead of absorb. When clients start making this shift, their energy changes. Your energy changes. Not because your job magically improves, but because you stop leaking energy into places that don't reciprocate. If any of this feels familiar, it's not because you did something wrong. It's because you learned how to survive professionally, and now you're ready to work differently. This is the kind of thing that I help my coaching clients with. Not scripts or quick fixes, but learning how to show up with clarity instead of over functioning. You don't have to keep being the easy one at work at your own expense. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.